What is going on, everybody? It's Packer People 12 or Joey, and welcome back to another episode of the Underage Packers podcast. We are here on episode 17. Big B returns after his travels. Today on the Underage Packers podcast, we have
Number 1.
like we just said, Big B travels to Lambeau for training camp.
Number 2.
Vikings make a headline trade.
And finally, number 3.
We are 2 weeks away from football, people. So, like we said, Big B made a great journey to Lambeau Field for 2020 training camp. I would ask you how it went here, but we got a clip of that live from Lambeau. Let's roll the clip. What is going on, everybody? I'm joined by Big B, reporting live from Lambeau Field.
Yes, sir. We are here at 1265 Lombardi. Beautiful day here. Nice and hot. Feeling good. Live from the 09 Nations Gate at Lambeau Field. So, very happy to be here today.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're there, too. So, we'll get to a little bit about your adventure you had there today, the whole journey, as well as just first of all, I got to ask you, what can you rate the air of Lambeau Field out of 1 through 10?
What do you mean air? Like
the air, like what's the vibe? What are you inhaling?
Oh, that's a good question. Not many people here, so it's kind of just chill. It's like everywhere else. It's pretty normal. And if you're talking about the actual air, it smells great.
Glad to hear. What time did you leave? And then did you just go instantly to Lambeau Field? Walk us through your great morning.
All right, so started out I think we left our house at 7. Got at Green Bay at 9 o'clock. And then, so I came up here to watch the players go right there. Like I saw mostly everybody except Jamal Williams, of course.
Oh, of course.
So, and then I went over there to practice, and then, we'll talk about that later, like you said. And then I think I went to Titletown somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Then I went to the pro shop, and then I went to everywhere else where I had to go. So
glad to hear. Go to training camp. Let's talk about what was the experience like when you were actually available to watch practice. Were you just literally sitting on the concrete? And how big is the space where you can view through the tarp?
All right, so the place I was at, of course, the wind would take the tarp up and then it would go right back down. So I would have a big view and then a small view.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I had to sit on the floor, like everybody is saying, and then I had to scrunch over. So I'm like this, looking under the gate like a moron. So that's pretty much what it's like, and it really hurts.
Yeah.
Your ass is really hurting, and yeah.
So did you see? Well, first of all, we got to talk about when you were at the stairs of Lambeau and you could just like the players parking. Who did you see? Did anyone interact with you?
No, because I didn't really shout to anybody. David Bakhtiari said the F word to the coronavirus people.
He did.
Yeah, saw Rogers, Crosby, Scott, Zadarius Preston, Jones.
Reportedly, Tim O'Dia.
Yes, reportedly Tim O'Dia.
I'm
not sure, though.
So you go to practice. How long did you last before Mr. Mean Man comes and tells you to leave?
I think like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Very long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Describe your interaction with him.
All right, so I had my phone on there so I can like zoom in and watch it. So because it was kind of far away. And so I put my phone back on the concrete. And at the corner of my eye, I see this guy walking. And I'm like, oh, come on. Please don't be coming to me. I'm like, this is going to end everything. And, well, he came to me. He said, practice is close to the public. And I'm like, oh, really? It is, in my head. I was like, oh, really? Yeah. Couldn't tell at all, So he was very nice, though. So
Yeah, you really should have told him. Yeah, I'm Mark Murphy's grandson, or just I'm Mark Murphy. Like literally,
Yeah.
just say with a straight face, I'm Mark Murphy. Then
Yeah.
act like he's not there. That would have been great. So, what did you see in your first few minutes? You saw the team just getting really warmed up. You see any bit of Jamal?
No.
Nah, that is a rough break.
Yeah, I was mostly
Drive out
focused
here.
on.
See, folks, this is why we need credentials.
Yeah, I was mostly
Next,
focused on the quarterbacks and Love and Matt LaFleur.
Mhm.
God damn, has an arm. Wow, that guy can throw.
Yeah, that's the news you broke from Packers camp. That's why you got to follow him on Twitter for this
Yes.
news. Yeah, we're really hoping to get credentialed sometime in our lifetime. But next year, we're also hoping to go there.
Yep.
So, interesting interactions. Thank you, Big B, for being our reporter. Hopefully, we're out there together next year.
Yeah, hopefully. That would be awesome.
Yes, you have watched a segment of the Underage Packers podcast. Justice for Big B is all I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Still sad about that. Still
Yeah,
depressed.
it's been a day. Have you been able to capture your feelings? Are you feeling, I was surprised with how nicely you felt about that guy that told you to leave. Have you felt any more feelings of hatred?
No.
It's
No.
still a nice guy.
Yeah, he's still a very nice guy.
I hope it was like Tom Pigeon and you didn't even know. Big B, give us a rundown, though, on the Vikings trading for a blockbuster player.
All right. The Vikings traded for Yannick Ngakoue from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they gave up a second rounder and a fifth in 2022, which can go up to a third at maximum. So.
Oh, okay, so it's like a conditional?
Yeah.
Okay. I found out this morning. I really had no idea. I watched Packers Daily, and they're talking about Vikings make a trade. I'm like, what? So that was an interesting way to find out. But it definitely didn't help the Jaguar side of things, knowing for the Vikings to know that they've been shopping him for quite a while. You never want that in the negotiation or should I say the negotiation? There's, I found a pun with guacamole, but maybe not negotiation, unfortunately. But Vikings they lost quite a bit of help on that defense. Interesting to see what Yannick Ngakoue adds to them. Obviously, we've seen this before. NFC North team getting a star defensive player before Week 1, and then having to play the Packers. Hopefully, it ends up the same way this time around. Although,
well, kind of the same way.
Oh yeah, if we don't have to go through that worry,
yeah,
a few quarters there, then I'll be all right if we can just get a win. But in other news, Packers have officially wrapped up training camp 2020 as far as practices go. They are still practicing today. They ended off with a great scrimmage, and now they are transitioning into regular season practicing, so preparing for the Vikings. Yeah, it definitely feels like without the preseason and a longer training camp build up, it definitely feels like it's coming on quick. I guess just like my internal clock is saying, all right, we're in training camp now.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, here we are. No preseason games. We're just waiting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really exciting. We're less than 2 weeks away from the kickoff with the Chiefs and Texans. That should be a very exciting game. Hopefully it's not a blowout.
Yes.
But yeah, so what questions do you want answered before Week 1 where we fly over to Minnesota?
Well, this is probably going to get answered before it, but who is outside linebacker number 4? A lot of competition out there with Garvin and Tim Williams and Tippa and is that it?
Yeah, I think you named all of them. I just love that we have nothing better than to do on a Sunday evening than talk about the Packers' fourth string outside linebacker.
Yeah.
That just, I mean, what else will we be doing, though? Yeah. My biggest question here, especially after training camp, is how will Tyler Irvin be used? Kind of save Sean Meninga's but I want. Thank God he didn't come when Ron Zook would here, because then Ron Zook might get another contract. But Tyler Urban, he was practicing with the wide receivers. We know him as a halfback. I would just love to see him used in versatile ways. I'm excited for him. And yeah, we probably won't get that answered before week 1, but I'd like to know. That's why we got to be credentialed. Green Bay,
Yeah.
get us that pass.
Yeah.
So to end it off, let's just talk what has been going on this past week of training camp. You mentioned those 3 great players that are having quite a bit of a competition. Obviously, Rashawn Gary is going to be behind the Smith brothers, but you have Tim Williams, a former 3rd-round draft pick with the Ravens. You have Tippa Galley and Jonathan Garvin, 2 products of this draft class. Tippa was undrafted. I'm excited for all 4 of them. Hopefully, I think at least 3 of them should make the roster. I think definitely Tippa or Jonathan Garvin, I could see him falling to the practice squad. But
I have them both making my practice squad.
Okay, I definitely.
But I don't know much about the practice squad and like who's this and not loud and stuff. But I do have them making it.
Yeah, we do have 16 spots on the practice squad this year, which is awesome. I really don't think teams are going to be stealing too many players, unless they do have directly Tippa Galley's and Jonathan Garvin's direct highlights and film from college. But other players that have been in the league for a little bit here, maybe 1 or 2 years, they really don't have too much to look off of. Another player sticking out at training camp, Tim Boyle. Not the past 2 days, but Jordan Love is looking better. He's getting 1% better every day.
Yes.
And we can't go a episode without speaking of Jordan Love, can we?
Oh boy.
And so, I saw this point, and we've pretty much answered this argument plenty of times. But saw on Twitter, someone said the Packers were disrespectful to Aaron Rodgers when they drafted Jordan Love, which we've heard plenty of times. And he said he was a Patriots fan, so that just added a little bit more to it. My thing is, there's a lot of things in the NFL that are disrespectful. And sometimes when you're too respectful, it doesn't work out for you. The Patriots were too respectful to Tom Brady when they didn't draft a first-round quarterback the past 3 years. And now look where they are. They're bringing in Cam Newton, who didn't play last year, who is, just in my opinion, not a guy Bill Belichick wants on his team. And if they want to have signed Cam Newton, if Cam Newton wouldn't have been out there, they're stuck with Jarrett Stidham, who's a 4th-round draft pick, I believe. I don't care who's disrespectful and who's respectful. Most of the time, it's going to work out better if you're disrespectful. That's all I'm going to say.
You got a point. You do got a point.
I appreciate it. All right, so now we're wrapping up training camp. We found out who did what, when did they do it, all that good stuff. She said TV trivia reference there. But we saw how these players performed in camp, or what they didn't perform in camp. So I want to know, who do you think is hurt most? A specific player who is hurt most without a preseason?
All right. I'm going to go at Reggie Begelton. Yes, I'm going with Reggie Begelton because doesn't really have that much competition to go up against with Packers camp. They need to have other people to go up against. Definitely the case for Reggie here.
Mm-hmm.
Got to beat out Jake Kumaro. Only way you can do that is blocking. And most of what I've seen, that barely have to do anything in the blocking.
Yeah.
Things.
Definitely Reggie's going to be hurt just to show how he can do in an NFL game. He's been used to CFL game for the past 3 years.
That's true. That too.
I think I'm going to go with Ty Summers.
Ooh, all right.
Ty Summers or Tippa Galley. Right now, Ty Summers, because he doesn't – I really didn't hear too much of him this camp. But Oren Brooks was getting a lot more starting reps over him.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he could have had those reps in the preseason, that would have been great for him. Just giving him a chance to show what he has and maybe get that linebacker 2 spot. Tippa Galley, the same thing. He's had a great camp, but that's not really that's not enough really to get you on the roster. He was kind of a slow starter as well. It'll be interesting to see if he makes the roster. I'm not sure how many days away we are from cut down day, but we'll probably do
September 5th.
September 5th. So
I think it's September 5th. Yep.
Next Saturday.
Yep.
All right. So next Saturday, come and join us again if we don't have an episode out before then, and we will break down all the surprise cuts, all the surprise makes on the Packers 53-man roster.
And guess who's not getting cut? Jamal Williams. Because he is the GOAT, baby.
I think that's a great place to end it off. An inspiring message for America.
Yes.
So thanks, everybody, for watching and listening to the Underage Packers podcast. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Head over to our website. All those links, you can find them in our Instagram or YouTube bios. We will see you later. Peace.